Good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah Colvin, and we have a special guest in our studio today, Anna Poplasky with Cape Cod Summer Citizens. Anna, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. So tell me a little bit. Obviously, we have a large number of international citizens that come to Cape Cod in the summer to work. Talk to me a little bit about what Cape Cod Summer Citizens does.
So Cape Cod Summer Citizens is a pretty much an advocacy organization that helps international summer workers who come on the Cape to the Cape from all over the world. They come from Ireland, they come from Central Asia, they come from Russia, they come from Eastern Europe, and so on and so forth. So what we do is that we help them kind of get used to American culture. It's pretty much what they're here for. It's part of their program. And we help them. We had social events last summer. We had language classes, and we helped them with any problems they had. For example, if they needed to go by bicycle and they didn't know where to go, so they could come to us, and we would help them with that. So any problem they could come up with, we would help them.
Absolutely, because so many of these individuals are here not just on Cape Cod for the first time, but really in the United States for the first time, and they're young and looking to not only come to work but also have an enjoyable summer season. So to do something simple as find a bicycle, do you work with helping them find places to live as well?
That's our major initiative for this coming summer. We plan to have a Barnstable host housing program, and we're looking for people who would want to share their houses with international students. There is a such program, Lower Cape. They cover Orleans, Harwich, and the program runs pretty well. So they host about 400 students every summer. Hyannis is a hub where all students come, so they get off the bus in the Hyannis Transportation Center from Boston. And from there, they need a place to go. And some students don't know where to go. They get off the bus and they're confused, and some of them don't speak English that well. So, and we are there to help them, to guide them through from the moment they get off the bus until their departure.
So would you have perhaps a representative from Cape Cod Summer Citizens maybe waiting for a group at the bus station and say, okay, let's help you, we'll hook you up with your housing or the place that you're going to stay, we'll help you with your job. Do they traditionally have jobs already when they come here?
Yes, they are supposed to have jobs when they come here, otherwise they won't be given a visa. So they have to have a job offer. So our goal would be, that's a good example, we would probably have a representative of Summer Citizens, one of our volunteers, to be at the bus station, and beforehand we would know that students are coming. We're also planning to put up flyers with some information at a bus station so that students know that they can come to us if they have problems. So pretty much our goal is to have a centralized informational system. And Cape Cod is so fragmented in this case, and we want to put everything together so students know where to go.
Absolutely, and you're really right. Cape Cod is such a small area, but there are so many different little pockets, and it's not like a city where you can, get on a train and go any number of places. The bus, while it's a great bus service, is very limited, especially in the late night hours, and there are parts of the Cape that it just doesn't reach, and so for someone who's new, it may not be the easiest to navigate. So how do the international students get hooked up with, or the international individuals get hooked up with Cape Cod Summer Citizens? Is it something that they do in their home country before they come over here, or is it something that they can do once they get here to Cape Cod?
So last summer our promotional work included reaching out to students through Facebook and social media. Through Facebook in Russia, there is a Russian Facebook. So we reached out to them through that. And we also, we were driving around in the car and we saw students roaming on the street, and we would, be very friendly to them and say, what's up, what's going on? Because I'm from Central Asia, and when I see a person who looks to me to be international students, I would definitely ask how things are going, so on and so forth. So we've reached out to various organizations on the Cape, such as a Human Rights Commission, Barnstable Human Rights Commission. So we definitely reached out to students through them. So different channels of
Absolutely.
Getting them know about us.
Absolutely. And so in terms of working with the services here, you mentioned the Human Rights Commission, and I know that you've been working with our town manager, Tom Lynch, on ways the town can help. How do people on this end help out? Say I've got an extra room in my house and I say I would like to sponsor an international citizen for the summertime. How do people get in touch with you?
Well, it's pretty much the same thing. We reach out to Cape Cod community through social media, through people. When you know somebody, then it means you know somebody's friend, and so on and so forth. So, for example, when we met with Mr. Lynch, he put us on his newsletter, and that's how pretty much you reached out to me. So it's a word of mouth. We are a part of the Hyannis Chamber of Commerce, so we always go to their events and reach out to people that way as well. Recently we went to the Cape Cod Community College International Festival. So we got I would say quite a few volunteers who were interested in hosting students this summer.
Absolutely.
So.
I actually saw you over there at the Multicultural Festival. It was a great event. So many people came, so I'm sure that you were able to get a lot of people to come in and help out for sure. So what are your goals? What are you hoping to achieve this summer? Obviously, you're working to advocate with the international population. Perhaps before we talk about goals, maybe some of the challenges that you've found that our international citizens are facing when they're here on Cape Cod.
Well, one of the challenges is that there are so many students, and for example, their job offer was supposed to be in P-Town, and then they refuse to get a job offer, or something happens, and then they go to Hyannis and look for jobs. So the influx of students, and I would say there's probably about 1,000 students, international students, in Hyannis, Barnstable area during summertime. But we are kind of expanding our volunteer base, so that would definitely be a good thing for us next summer. So this is one of the challenges. Another challenge is that some students sometimes, well, if they don't know about us, they would be, feel kind of, not
maybe nervous or
maybe
shy.
Nervous or shy, or they will be afraid to ask for help. And that could be a challenge for us, but not too much of a challenge, because they still do, and they see that, for example, we helped one of the students' friends, and then they say, all right, that's cool, we're going to go to those guys.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And you mentioned you work with them too on social events and get-togethers, and I think that would be really important for those who may be here by themselves.
That's
leave
true.
their family all the way overseas and come here and are looking for a community. Have those been very successful in the past?
They were really successful, especially with Central Asian students. They're pretty much isolated, and they don't interact with other students a lot, such as Irish kids or kids from Eastern Europe. Irish kids are pretty much self-sufficient because they know the language.
Exactly.
And the kids from Central Asia, it's a mentality that they're 18, 20 years old, and they miss their families, they don't have any friends, and so we found that it was very successful last summer to have different events, and we had a huge party on the Veterans Beach last summer where we had about 70 students showed up. And we had them from all over the world: Ireland, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, everywhere. It was great. It was really cool.
And how wonderful to see all of those different cultures right here on our very own Veterans Beach on Cape Cod. Just amazing.
Yeah.
So if people are curious, if maybe some of our viewers would like to help out, if they'd like to volunteer in any way, or perhaps they'd like to get involved, what's the best way for them to get in touch with Cape Cod Summer Citizens?
Well, we have a website. It's www.capecodsummercitizens.org. We have a Facebook page, so you can just type in Cape Cod Summer Citizens into the Facebook browser, and we'll pop out. And this summer we will have an ad on the Cape Cod Volunteers page. We will be looking for volunteers to help us with some organizational issues, and also we were looking for volunteers to host students. So that way people can reach out to us, and we'll have a great summer. Great,
and I know it's still cold out there, but summer is coming very quickly. When do we first start seeing kind of the first wave of our international students arrive here on Cape? Has it already started? Is it a couple weeks away, a couple months away still?
It's about a month and a half away, I would say. So it's going to be mid-May. Lots of students would be here early July. So depending where they end their school year. but
Great.
yeah.
Well,
that time.
Anna, thank you so much for coming in and joining us today.
welcome.
It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure
it was
talking
great.
with you, and we may have you on the show again, but thank you again
Yeah,
so much.
thank you.
Thank you. My guest today has been Anna Poplasky from Cape Cod Summer Citizens. I'm Sarah Colvin.